Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Luke here. Oh my god, I didn't want to make this video. There's no defending Mr. Moyes, David Moyes, Moyesy baby anymore. That's on him. I'm sorry, listen, we can sit here and go through the VAR decisions. In my opinion, one was correct and the other one was harsh. The lineup was sort of the best he could have put out. I was worried about the centre midfield when the lineups come out. I thought Soucek and Ward-Prowse would be overrun, but they did okay. Newcastle did get the early goal from the penalty. Gordon, who was a constant threat the whole game, burst into the box, and Soufal trying to sort of go for the ball, to clear the ball, caught Anthony Gordon, and it was a penalty. That one, I think, was. That one was. They did look for the offside, which obviously wasn't given. Isak stepped up, dispatched the penalty well, 1-0 down, and then I'm fearing the worst at that point. We did bounce back quickly. A great ball over the top from Lucas into the path of Antonio. He had a little twisting before that where he sort of flicked it around the player and had a shot that went over the bar. But then this one, he managed to bully his way through. Really good finish, 1-1, back in the game. And, Newcastle were losing players left, right and centre all over the pitch. Botman pulled up at one point. You had the fullback who was injured, getting it, sort of pulling up as well. There was no better time to play Newcastle than today. We're never going to play Newcastle with this many injuries and this depleted a squad again. In my opinion, I don't think for another 5-6 years Newcastle probably won't have an injury crisis like they've had this season. We did go 2-1 up. Again, it was slight controversy from maybe Newcastle's point of view with this goal. The foul happened. The player was holding his head to try and delay the play. Paqueta, had asked the referee to play on, played the ball into the path of, the player. Kudus puts it in, and it was a really good goal, 2-1 up. And I thought at that point we looked really good. We looked really good past their high line. They was constantly sort of causing us mischief down that left-hand side with Gordon, and Soufal was awful. But we did, when we did counter-attack, we looked okay. Second half started. Obviously, Ariola picked up, God knows, must be some sort of a leg injury because Mavropanos was taking the goal kicks. So Fabianski came on. We somehow managed to get it to 3-1. A really good goal from Bowen. And at that point, we're cruising. I'm thinking, what a result. Gone to St James's Park, done the job on them. And they looked deflated as well. And then the same substitution that we've seen, just before the international break, Antonio comes off, and instead of putting on Danny Ings to give us some sort of an outlet or, an attacking player, he brings on Calvin Phillips, who, within a few minutes of being on, gives away a penalty. Harsh penalty. Listen, that was a harsh penalty. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me a bit of the Balbuena one, where when Balbuena got sent off against Manchester United, where he had no choice. He kicked through the ball and then the player got hit. With this one, he was, aiming to kick the ball, and Anthony somehow managed to get his leg in front of him. It wasn't Phillips trying to clear him out. It wasn't a late mistimed tackle. That's the only thing I will, give us a little bit of bad luck against, I think. Penalty was dispatched, 3-2. That point, I genuinely thought we've got no outlet. We wasn't attacking as much. We didn't really offer much of a threat. And then Harvey Barnes, who was, again, excellent when he came on, scored the equaliser. Just a complete mix-up at the back. And then he got the winner. The winner was a cracker. I can't deny that. Do I think Ariola would have saved it? Probably. But Newcastle deserved it. They showed grit, determination. Moyes went super defensive mode and basically bottled it at 3-1. You can look at his interview and he says about Antonio being tired and stuff. Okay, but we still needed to give Newcastle something to think about. After Antonio went off, we sort of just, was trying to play the same pump it up style football, but it just wasn't coming off. So, listen, they deserved it. Gordon got sent off right at the end. We had a little chance with Souček, tried to chest it in right at the end. But poor. It's poor at the end of the day. I think the players did the best they could, but as soon as Antonio went off, like I say, they started looking around like, what can we do here? The ball wasn't sticking to anyone. Kudus's dribbling had dried up from the first half after what would have been some amazing dribbling. I think, without seeing the replays and stuff like that, maybe the players were a bit deflated with the 2 penalties as well, and it took a lot out of them. But that all, to me, is down to David Moyes today. After getting it right for, 60 minutes maybe, he completely bottled it again. It's just... it was a really good chance to go level with Manchester United, who play Brentford at 8 o'clock tonight, and be right in there for 7th. I don't think we're going to get... I didn't think we were going to get Europa League through the league anyway, but I did have a slight belief that we could get Conference League again. I don't think now. I don't. I think, when those 4 are on the pitch, Antonio, Paqueta, Bowen and Kudus, we look frightening, and we could, give anyone a game. But as soon as one of those pieces come out, it just becomes really ordinary again, and it just, like someone like Lucas Paqueta must be thinking, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't. And all this, the season tickets going up this week, and all the, the co-commentator on the match giving it all the, he's done such a great job with a small squad, blah, 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 blah. And all the pre-match stuff, if you watch that on BT Sport, about, how he's done a good job, and he thinks he plays attacking football. 2 wins in 12 now, in 2024, in league. It's not good enough. Listen, we're going to have to sit there and listen to TalkSport defending him, and all the pundits and everything trying to defend David Moyes, and this ain't his fault, and blah, blah, blah. I'm done with him. Honestly, I've been done long time, but it's results like that when you really think, yeah, he's doing the right thing here. He's doing the right thing, and then he just reverts back to type because he cannot just keep going for it. Where, at 3-3, Eddie Howe went, no, we're going to keep going, and we're going to get all 3 points. If it was if we had come back to 3-3, do you think David Moyes would have done the same? No, he wouldn't have. He would have shut up shop, and we probably would have ended up losing 4-3. It's a really frustrating day. I'm absolutely terrified for the Tottenham game on Tuesday night. I know it's a London derby, and I know them games go either way, and I know they've not had the best of result today. I think it was 1-1 last time I checked. But yeah, and then Leverkusen, again, if you was keeping an eye on their results, they was losing up until the 88th minute, which would have been their first loss of the season. And then 88th minute equaliser, 92nd minute winner. Character and belief. They're going to absolutely steamroll us in a week or so's time. They really are. Hurry up this season. Get rid of David Moyes and give me someone who, really wants to see games out and really wants to go on and win games. And all this stability stuff is brilliant. I've always said I want West Ham to be safe by February, March every year. But it's becoming just like, but at the end it becomes like sort of boring and tedious. I can't do it anymore. Listen, I've got nothing else to say. I think me and Paul are going to do a podcast tomorrow. Very, very deflated today. And yeah, Moisey boy, that's on you, mate. Come on, your irons.